first question
I'm
is,
so jealous that you can do that. Probably.
what do
Give me
you
next.
think? What do you think is a major strain in today's dating arena?
So like my main one is, I feel like people don't have conversations anymore. Like there's just like not back and forth conversation the way I want or like the way I expect it to be. Like
So like lack of understanding?
yeah, well, lack of understanding or even like the desire to like talk beyond like surface level like bullshit. Like I don't ask me, hey, 7 times a day or like what I'm doing. I'm good. Like I'm a busy girl. That's what I'm doing. Like I'm working and being a mom and stuff like that. And it's just like even like in a sitting down conversation like dinner, it's like I don't care about like the weather and this and that. Like we could even talk about politics, but like what does that mean to you? Like don't just repeat things you've heard. Like put your own twist on it and stuff like that.
Makes sense. Like
and also like I'm gonna ask you questions.
Right.
Like I feel like sometimes I ask questions and people are like
Bland.
and mad about it. They're like, I didn't want to explain it. Like you had brought up the conversation. Like you started it.
I feel like naturally people will put their own twist to things unless it's just something that they've learned in a book.
Man, I
Like-
thought I mumbled.
No, she's not mumbling.
She's
She's just
very
soft-spoken.
soft-spoken. Like I
Oh,
thought
I'm
I
sorry, I'll
mumbled.
try
And that's
my
not
best.
bad. It was just like
You're good. Don't mind him. He's new.
he wanted energy, so I spoke out of turn.
What do you think? What do you think of what she said to it?
about what she said?
Yeah, what the conversation was about.
I don't agree with that.
What don't you agree with?
Because I mean, any bare minimum relationships based off of, even if it's bare minimum communication, you can't really just meet somebody and not talk to them at all, develop anywhere. Like whether it's a sexual attraction, whether it's you want a friend, whether it's we work in the same building together,
I think
you
he does agree
have
with
to.
me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you sound like you're agreeing with him.
No, she said there's no
Yeah.
communication between people now.
No, I said people don't know how to have a conversation.
Right, so you gotta say the same thing just differently. Like
Yeah.
you're saying you need conversation.
I'm saying more or less that like I don't agree that people don't know how to converse. Like people know how to converse, they just choose not to.
Oh, that's
They know
actually
how
a
to-
perspective.
Well,
I don't know
not
how to
everybody does know how.
Do you see how hard our cutoff game is nowadays that our generation created? People know how to talk, they just don't want to. They just really don't want to for whatever reason. Like my response to that question is people suck at reciprocating feelings in general. We either have a boundary up that we don't want to let down for whatever reason, even if this person meets the stipulations that we want in a person, we just refuse to reciprocate what's going on with them.
So that's back to me saying I don't think they know how. Like if they don't even know certain things about themselves, there's probably reasons why. Like if they don't know how to put in the self-work or get the knowledge or want it, then they just don't know how. Maybe they have to be taught or go through an experience that will teach them that.
I mean, that I'll agree with. Some of us will have to go through an experience that will teach us how to properly have emotional intelligence and things like that. But at the same time, like the emotional intelligence you have when you meet somebody, like that's another thing. Having people, emotional intelligence has only been phrased properly more in recent years. The expectation out of people who now know how to phrase what emotional intelligence is out of the roof. You can't expect somebody who was raised through generations of dealing with stuff a certain way because you feel to want to feel the way you feel.
Yeah.
That takes time. That means you're gonna have to deal with being stressed and teach that person what emotional intelligence is to you.
Right.
Leading back to communicating though, like people know how to talk. If it came down to it and a man was actually a blank canvas and offered his opinion and was like, listen, I'm willing to be what you needed me to be, but you have to teach me. Some people have that expectation of you should have came that way.
I agree. I think that's fair. I think that even so, like, so say a person doesn't know like what necessarily emotional intelligence is. Like, let's talk about anything that you're feeling. Like, I feel like, and I could be wrong, I just feel like sometimes like when men have like a thought in their head, it's not always shared.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like not like because I get what DeWitt's saying, but also I agree that not everyone knows how to talk Like, there are some people that have bad anxiety, and some people that have been through trauma where they feel like they shouldn't say anything, they shouldn't ask any questions because they were like beaten as a kid or abused or whatever.
Right.
It is.
So
it's
at
like,
that
And that's
point,
fine,
they
too.
have to get more in touch with themselves. Like,
Right.
if they're
So
that's
then this
their
is what I was
sign, they're
saying.
not ready for a relationship.
It's
Like,
not that they don't know how to talk, then they don't know how to organize their emotions. Articulating yourself is not hard.
Right.
We learned it in high school. If you graduated elementary, you should be able to, I don't like feeling this way.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Jalani for the 10 Lights Podcast, here with a message for you. Just so you guys know, everything here that you see and hear are self-funded by me 100%. From the studio, to the cameras, to the mics, to the lights, the different platforms we're posting this on and whatnot. Everything is self-funded by myself. In the description and on this video, it's my Cash App. Feel free to support and send any amount of contribution or donation that you would like to contribute to the podcast. It will go straight to funding the podcast, helping the podcast, and supporting the podcast. Even if it's $5 and $10 and $20, it will be appreciated.
That's $ Jalani Lion 2, $ Jalani Lion 2, $, JALANILION number 2, JALANILION 2.
If you rock with your boy, make sure you hit up the Cash App to help push and help the podcast grow. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's get back to the episode.
It's not hard.
yeah.
My kid does it to me all the time.
As long as they want it, they can achieve that. So you're right. As long as they're
And they
able
don't
to
even-
like physically
even if
talk,
they
then
don't-
they should be able to communicate that.
Right.
And
That's
work
why,
with
like,
you.
I agree. Like, they should
So,
figure themselves
I
out enough to
understand
be able
what
to
you're saying.
communicate. But like, to think like some people. I'm 30 years old now. People that are around me, I'll look at them and be like, if you have not had a brain to communicate certain things in a certain way at this point in time in your life, tell me you're overwhelmed before spitting out shit that you just don't know what you're talking about.
Or even be able to like speak your needs. Like say you need space. Like
Yeah,
okay, all right, so I
can't
need
talk
that
right
space.
now. I
like
need to get away right now.
right, I need a minute. I want to think about it more.
In my opinion, that's enough communication for me to do what I need for you and give you your space and or be there for you or whatever. But if you don't communicate that, the bare minimum of I need you to understand where my thought process is right now, even if it is just a bunch of scrambled eggs.
Right.
So I've been on the end that you're speaking about right now. I'm going to be really translucent, but I wasn't able to identify that in myself, and I never had someone have the patience with me to tell me that, and that was self-work that I had to put in. I just went through this whole emotional intelligence thing. I feel like I just woke up one day and I now know it. So I would say in 5 years on and off of recognizing myself that I'm healing, I was able to notice these things in experiences where I've went wrong, where I've been on the end where I was so overwhelmed that now I'm flipping out and I didn't know why. Like, I had to work on myself. I had to put in that time. I always hoped someone would come along and just fix me. I always wished, and there was a point where I got to where I was looking for that. But I actually like just doing what I want.
Right. Facts.
And now that I'm doing it with discernment, and emotional intelligence, like I don't even want it at this point. Like, I'm not ready for a relationship. I look forward to, like, wow, this is the last of the time I have with my kids. That's how I look at it now, going into the relationships. I know that's further out into your questions, but yeah. At one point, I looked at it as, like, I need someone to complete us, like, but we are already complete. And by the grace of God, I am glad that I was blessed to be able to see that difference. But it's very familiar. Like, I've had this mindset before, and now it's just with more experience, knowledge. And when you want that growth, like, you're gonna look for it, you're gonna learn. I think it all breaks down to mental health with the situation or experience scenario that you're talking about specifically. It sounds like mental health.
I like it. On to Jesse's second question. Is there a tactic or question you use to determine the character of a prospective partner?
So like, just to like assess.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Is there a tactic or question you use to determine the character of a prospective partner? Potential partner?
Potential partner,
Okay.
yeah. I think that like, I think that goes back to like communication. So typically like when I'm trying to feel out a person, I prefer communicating in person first and foremost, like just because I feel like tone and everything like that, like we're such a social like technology generation that like a lot of our communication happens like over text messages or social media and stuff like that. So I prefer to talk in person, but I want to know like what you're like when you're mad. Like that's what I'll ask somebody, like what all right, so like
what pisses you off?
yeah, like what pisses you off and how are you responding? Like how do you ask for space?
That's
like,
a good
how
one.
do you communicate your anger? You know what
Right,
I
how you
mean?
deal
like,
with that type shit.
Yeah.
Do you lash out or are you like a
Yeah, are
bug
you
out?
going off the handle? Like
Right.
is everybody
Or you
leaving
bug
after
out?
you're mad? Like
Yeah, or
That goes with getting to know somebody though, and with this generation, this may sound like a surprise, but we're not supposed to jump into things. We're not supposed to jump into these situations because they will tell you how they are when they're mad. You just gotta watch and wait and, I mean, have boundaries. So.
Well, let me ask you that question. How she's asking it. She's saying, is there a question that you ask a potential partner to like know if this is a good, like a green light or a red flag, basically?
Oh, don't ask me about money.
Huh?
Don't ask me about
No, I'm saying, is there a question you ask?
me personally. Like I don't think so. Like,
Why is that? What do you mean?
Because I will, as of late, I listen more and I will critically think off of what you're saying. Like I've gone on dates and let a woman just yap, and I'll just listen to her tell on herself.
So what's the red?
And I'm like, I didn't have to ask a single question. Except, how was your day? Oh, you went here. How did that go? That's how your friend is. Tell me more. And I'm just sitting there listening, and then all of a sudden we got to an X, and what she did with this X, and then I'm like, oh, okay. Didn't ask any of this stuff, but I'm glad you're willing. Like I'm glad you're open and willing to talk to me about it. But you know, I didn't ask anything. Like I never have to at this point.
Like, was there a solution at the end of these stories? Like, I mean, that's what I would look for.
Well, at that point, I get to pick and choose whether or not I have people around.
Yes.
Like, at that point, I've digested what you said. I don't know if it's worth, like, I'm a single dad, I have a son. I don't know if it's worth being around my son. Yes. Or, honestly, that might benefit my life and help me with my kid whenever he's around. You know what I mean? Whatever. But these are all personal thoughts and processes, especially if this is, like, a first type of date thing. You don't need to know that thought process yet. It's not necessary for the table at hand. Again, cycling back, like, vice versa, like, my only boundary with questions is money, whether it's me or them. Like, I'll catch myself asking a financial question if it's way too soon. Like, that's not my business at all whatsoever. If they're together enough, if they believe they're together enough to be here and date, then I gotta just assume they're together enough to be here and date. Plus, I give everybody a 2 to 3 week rule. You have 2 paychecks to handle yourself. Why are you dating if you don't have shit together?
That's
So like
rule.
again, as
That's
long as it's not financial, and I purposely give that type of like time to where it's like get all your financial shit out the way, so you can't question me about shit. You know what I mean? Like
that's what
rent's already
feels
out the
most
window.
comfortable. Like I just lived it. I mean, I have a job now again. I went through like a lot of things at once, so it was like but yeah,
like I've gotten that
through
question
every
in multiple ways too. So like when I used to have one job, some people would be like, oh well, what else do you want to do? Now I work 3 jobs. It's like, oh my god, that's the end of the conversation. It's just you do enough. As soon as I mention that, it's the end of the conversation. Not a single financial question will be asked ever again. Not to borrow money, not to do anything, he does enough. That's it. But being like, say I was 21 and just had one job and a full-time job, it's like, oh, that's all you do? Nothing else? Are you investing in things, stock, stuff like that? People will really try to be focused on your financial aspect of things. So.
Who are you dating? Like,
who am I dating?
Go ahead. All right. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Those questions are in my group chat. Like,
I'm not dating anyway. I'm chilling.
He's available, emotionally available.
I'm
for
not.
anyone.
I'm very distraught and
Check
fucked
it
up.
out.
Stay the fuck away from me.
Yeah, he
But
sounds
for a good
tired.
time, he's here. The next question is, how are communication skills and emotional intelligence built?
I think that just goes off. Like, I think we've all come to the conclusion that it's like experience. Like, I feel like we've said that throughout our answers
But
already.
I'm actually curious about that. Is it just experience? I think at some point you can start to realize that you can learn from other people's lessons instead of having to go through them. But
That's somebody's experience.
for me, that has came through the emotional intelligence.
As far as I'm concerned, it comes down to the reciprocation. Are you willing to accept what happened to you with this person? Are you willing to be okay with it? Even if you don't keep this person in your life, are you okay with what happened? Have you digested the scenario? Is it okay for you to live on and deal with this with yourself? Now, if you want to date said person, if you believe this is light, I can get past this is nothing, I see myself still in a future with this person or something like that, yeah. But like, back to emotional intelligence, even explaining things like you can explain. I've had people who told me like, oh, I have mental issues when I'm like emotionally heightened and stuff like that, and I'm like,
Oh no, the pit.
why would you say it like that?
Because why would they say that to you? That's
Because their emotions are heightened and they are honestly explaining that to me as best as they can in
you
that
don't
moment.
deserve that.
Why not? I deserve to hear where they're coming from, and they deserve to feel me reciprocate where they're coming from.
I'm defending
That's my
you. Do
point.
you feel like? Hold on, wait. You feel like you have mental health issues when you're?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm angry, but not even like that anymore. But
All right. So if they're saying you have mental health issues, and you
no,
don't
I
have
mean, no, you misheard me. They're saying they
They
are
are.
like going through a mental health type of thing. and
Oh,
yeah, you
I
misheard me.
my fault.
Yeah,
I just thought they was coming at you. I was trying to,
Oh, no.
I was trying to have you back.
He's like, that's my boy.
Yeah.
You're not crazy.
I ain't shit neither, so.
I mean, hey. what
But
do you
yeah,
call that?
like in that moment, it's like that's the most emotional intelligence that they can have in the moment. I believe that the bare minimum responsibility as a person in a relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's you could be their fucking driver right then. You're the only person with them. As a human being, to reciprocate how they feel in that moment, even if you don't agree with what's going on or what they're doing. Because if they don't feel reciprocated, it's gonna escalate. That's a part of de-escalation. That's a part of understanding people's feelings. And most of us take a lot of time of being stubborn and not. We focus on our point of views, our feelings, our boundaries before reciprocating other people's stuff. Eventually, somebody has to cave and reciprocate. That's really what it comes down to.
I feel like I overcave. And it's like, it's been detrimental to me. Like, where it's like,
Overkill is a classic. You gotta coin that.
Yeah.
Trademark that.
yeah, so it's like, or like, I've just reached the end of it. Like, we've done this so many times, like, I don't want to do it anymore. So I'm like, all right, you could have that. But then, like, I make a mental note and I'm like, planning my exit. Because it's like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm here for your pain and stuff like that. And, like, we'll get through it. But, like, if I've given you, you know, options or feedback and stuff like that, like, it's your job to apply. Like, I can only tell you so much. But, like, if you don't apply and change, then at some point you're choosing that for yourself.
So then what's your mental time frame? Because things don't change overnight.
No, absolutely, I agree. Like, I would say, I mean, I don't even know. So, like, I'm talking over, like, a week's. First of all, I'm not, you got, like, 3 months with me before you even, like, get close to my family, bro. Like,
that makes sense.
yeah, just for, like, safety and my own, like, mental wellness and stuff like
Right.
that. But I really want to feel you out. I want to see you in different situations. Like, let's be somewhere social. Let's be somewhere with your people. Let's be somewhere with my people. Like,
Right.
Are you the same person? Are you different? And, like, kind of taking those notes. And then, I don't know, I just feel like in building the skill, like, you have to have somebody who's willing to have those back and forth conversations with you, like, where you get a little bit of critique, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know for you, but, like, for, like, my friend group, both male and female, I feel like we give each other critique and criticism. We're like, girl, like,
Right.
Maybe that wasn't the best delivery. Like, I heard what you said, but your delivery was shit.
Right.
So nobody else heard
I get
it.
that a lot.
Like,
All right, so I asked ChatGPT, what does it mean when a woman can't find good conversation and communication in men in the dating world? ChatGPT said, when a woman can't find good conversation and communication in men in the dating world, it often reflects a deeper frustration with emotional unavailability, lack of depth, or mismatched values. It may mean she's encountering partners who struggle to express themselves, don't actively listen, or prioritize surface-level interactions over meaningful connection. This disconnect can leave her feeling unseen, unheard, and ultimately unfulfilled, making it difficult to build trust or envision a lasting relationship. It could also signal a broader cultural issue with emotional intelligence and vulnerability in men are undervalued, or underdeveloped. How do you feel about that?
I feel like that's valid. I don't know. I feel like
What was the question? The generalized
The question was, what does it mean when a woman can't find good conversation and communication in men in the dating world?
What
So-
does it mean? I don't have a definition for it. I can
Right,
give you
ChatGPT
suggestions.
just gave it to us.
How do I feel about that?
You basically attract like where
right,
you're
that's
at
literally
though.
what I was gonna say.
So I mean, okay, I've been in a situation where I felt like I didn't even know how to start a conversation. Specifically to this person, I was like intimidation. It would have been had to have been a step up. It's just lack. You're not on like the same level, and I hate to put it as level, but it's really that's what it is. I don't know any other way to explain it.
There's nothing wrong with what you said, but it begs the question: why are you attracting guys that are not quote unquote on your level?
Well, because
Right.
we're attracted to people at face value. We know that. We know that loud and clear. Whether it's simple
That's what
words
you
in the
said,
moment
right?
or whether it's physicality, we are attracted to people at face value. Just like she said, you have to feel people out, right? I told you this last time. People have a front desk representative of who they want to present to people.
Okay, so with you're saying, but and that's like a metaphor. Like, so you're saying you are your front desk representative, or like you're.
Like, for example, like whoever you like, in my head at this point in time, with the way we grew up, and Facebook is our front desk representative. That person we all choose to be on Facebook, whether it's the family person, whether it's the jokey single person, whether it's the girl who has 14 dudes under her belt. Like, that's who we want to present to these people until it's like, oh, I can be comfortable and open up. All right, that's not really me.
So even
Like,
with
it
what you're
is,
saying,
but it isn't.
even with what you're saying with the front desk, the front desk person or whatever, why is your front desk person attracting lower level people?
Lower level.
Based off, it's tied
If
to
they
both.
are going based off of social media, that alter ego that you guys are talking about, that people put up and how they want the world to basically view them, that could be how
Do
people
you
are
feel
also.
like your social media presence is an alter ego?
I wouldn't say social media. I was generalizing it in general. Like, when you meet somebody, you're not gonna walk up to them as the traumatized Melissa who just went through some shit 30 minutes ago with her kids and whatever like that. You're gonna clean it up, get yourself together. That's your front desk representative, and that's
code switch.
yeah. That's essentially what it is. That's essentially what it is. But I just call it a front desk representative because it depends on who you're approaching. If you're approaching somebody of attraction, we 9 times out of 10 are trying to avoid this person seeing any negative side of us until they've pushed a negative side of us out. Then it's all right. Now this is that red door that you've been looking at. Come take a step in because you've been banging on it at this point. But when we meet somebody, we don't want them to know that we get upset about this, or we don't like that even though they like that and stuff like that. We don't want to make our presence a problem. So we put up a front of who we are to make people feel complacent.
But I feel like that's not
Well, you
answering the
just put
question.
your best first.
I feel like so I agree with him.
Right.
Okay.
I agree with him. I feel like I did that for years, and I feel like ChatGPT is correct.
Okay.
So that's why, like, I've literally just decided that I'm going to meet people organically, yes, but like as far as like pursuing dating and stuff like that, I've like held off on that until like I'm the quality of person I have to be to attract the quality of person I want.
Now, answering the generalized question with ChatGPT, with the front desk representative, now you have two people showing off their front desk representative. And we all have the same basic transactional mindset when developing a relationship. Men want certain things, women want certain things, but if a relationship is the bottom line goal, everybody should be transactionally happy. Whether it's physicality, whether it's attention. Most of the time, men won't open up to women because they're afraid to invest any vulnerability to women. And I'm going to straight here. Most women leave. Even men who ain't shit will try and keep somebody on their hip just in case for whatever reason. When women are done, they're done. I'm not sleeping with you for an extra 3-4 weeks. I'm not calling. I'm done. Like, not just the 3-4 months before where they were saying it, but so when they're officially done, that man is locked off. Men are never really done.
Oh shit. Okay.
9 times out of 10, you tell me if you tell me right now there's nobody you could spin the block on, I would look at you and be like, that's a lie. And I guarantee you, even if they're laid up with somebody, they're gonna entertain the conversation enough to see if it's worth it.
Do y'all agree with what he's saying?
I never looked at it that way.
I agree with what you're saying.
Okay. So you put on a game. Okay.
I know that. I don't necessarily like. I've never viewed it that way, but like it's actually very true. I do see what he's saying and stuff like that. But like I feel like there's people that I've had like intimate relationships with, and like at the end of the day, we've moved on. Like we're both parents now. They're in different things. We're in different things. We've maintained like communication on social media mostly. But
you know you can still knock on that door.
facts.
Okay.
Facts.
Shout out to you, whoever you are. All right. So
Hey, if you guys like this video, make sure you check out these videos where we talk more about music, dating, and real life situations. Thank you for supporting the podcast. Make sure you check out these videos and make sure you subscribe. Peace.